Alright, I'm exhausted trying to do this. This is some high execution stuff, but anyways, right, so Honda's clap has like how many? Like 5 active frames. So, depending on your spacing, you can set up, like if someone's crouch blocking you, you can do like this. When you're point blank, you can do like this, +1 into your 4-framer into the clap, and then it'll hit at a meaty spacing where you're +1. You can do stuff like that if you know they're going to keep crouching, like if they're in the corner or something. Take off a lot of drive gauge all at once, etc. But anyways, for combo routes, you know, there's lots of like particular. The most obvious and easy one is when you meaty them when they're crouching. If you did crouch jab, crouch jab, crouch jab, it's the right spacing for a meaty clap to get +4. The important thing about clap is that it's also a forced stand, so the worst frame advantage / spacing will be if you hit them out of crouch into standing, because then you'll only be like a small amount plus, but they'll be as far away as possible. Still, decent damage compared to what you would have gotten otherwise. And then you can basically loop, with proper execution, you can basically loop this situation so long as you have drive gauge. Like so, and then that'll hit at like +6, +7, etc., which you can get another crouch jab into it, or you can do the stand jab target combo. So like, stuff like that. Main value of this, doing this stuff, is that it builds you a lot of meter. It builds you a lot of super gauge. As you can see, I built over half a bar of super gauge from that light confirm. If you can do meterless routes, for instance, like if they're standing and you have this, so if you can do meterless routes, it also builds you quite a bit of drive gauge back. For example, if I had like 0 drive gauge and I had this, I would just get that, like about a bar and a half of drive gauge back through the regen. But if I do this, you can build like 2.5 or more if you do. Here, hang on. You can build like 3 back from that. Meterless. So yeah, I mean, it's handy. Anything that you can do to, even if it's like the same or even slightly less damage, anything that you can do to extend a combo while you're getting meter back or super gauge is pretty handy. So he does have, I did find a route that builds an entire super from going straight from 2 to 3 that you can end in a level 3. The execution is quite difficult for it though. So you basically do that, except so there we go, +6. Now the nuance of this is that the things that can fuck up your spacing and make it execution dependent are, and you have some degree of like adjustable control over this that you'll have to master to be able to utilize this. But so when you do like say a jab sequence, so for instance, if I were to do this, it's not meaty, but if I do this, it is meaty. So the adjustment is that if you rapid cancel your lights as fast as possible, there's less pushback because the opponent hasn't been pushed all the way back before they get hit by the next one. But if you do a light and delay it more and then do the following lights, there's more pushback. And then you get the meaty clap. And this is obviously standing or crouch dependent, at least to start. As soon as you do one clap, they're standing. But yeah, anyways, I did find a theoretical route that I was not getting super consistently with that, and then that was +5, but I was not having an easy time of doing that route. Now, the other nuance of this is slight delays, and some of this is, like, unfortunately just, like, completely unavoidable, just because of the limitations of human execution, but, like, a slight delay in canceling your move into clap will also increase pushback, and that includes jab. So if you do, like, that's a standing route. If you delay cancel your clap slightly, and we're talking like very slightly because it's literally a light and it doesn't have a huge cancel window, just ever so slightly delayed the clap, you'll get further spacing if you're not at the correct adjustment. It's easier to, like, intentionally delay it off of the medium punch routes when you're doing the DR, but it also adds more nuance to it in case your execution is like missing the points that you're wanting to hit, so that makes it more difficult. So you can do a full route like that. With better optimization, you could hit a full bar of super doing that. I just did the slightly easier variation of it. But yeah, so you have routes that can start with strong into jab, and then you can there's a couple of ways you can do it with hands. See, that was +4 on crouch. So that's a route you can start. But then your nuance of the spacing for the follow-up part is not as easy as some of the other routes. But yeah, you can do it. And then the highest damage / highest super gain route would be like if you neutral jumped on someone's throw baited them or something, or anytime they're standing, if they're dizzied or something in the corner. You start with this. Now the nuance is how long you wait after the jump heavy kick before you hit them, because that'll adjust how far they get pushed back, and when you cancel the heavy punch. Now, luckily for this route, you can make a rather major adjustment halfway through the combo in case you recognize that your timing's off. So if you're around here and you see that your clap here hit like pretty soon or pretty late, you can then decide what to do next. So as you can see, it hit pretty meaty there, but not +7, only +6. So instead, I would do that with stand jab into crouch strong from the drive rush instead of crouch jab. Stand jab will have slightly more pushback. But if you're already have plenty of pushback, if you get like a +7 on this, then yeah, I mean, it's just minor adjustments. Stand jab or crouch jab, depending on if you need more or less pushback. And then the main like thing that will throw off or make your timing is when you cancel the crouch strong into the clap for that loop. Yeah, I messed it up right at the end, but yeah, that would build you a full bar of super. If you get the proper meaty and you can do the stand jab target combo, then you can do that into level 3. And that'll do like 3,000 something, damn it, like 3,600 or something, plus the 50% scaled level 3 on top of that. So like 5,000 something. Yeah, anyways, I don't know. I've been grinding my thumbs on this for the last hour and a half or so, some of the routes are much easier to do than others. The easiest by far is also the simplest and most versatile. Just that. No nuance. You just do it on crouchers. Beyond that, there's some on crouchers. This is also not that bad. But yeah, some of the other routes are, and some of the drive rush, like looping routes, are not as bad as others. But so like that loop is not that bad. Pretty easy to do. I did it first try there. Right, but the big, like, super optimal route, and there's probably, like, plenty of other spaces where you can get into it, but yes, might be worth it. In some cases, implementing this in the middle of combos is, like, more optimal, even in terms of damage. Yeah, I don't know. He's got, if there is a way to do it with a micro walk in the combo, like, because I've been just doing it with, like, full, just 2 drive rush cancels to do all 6, which has the benefit of meaning that you can do it when you have, like, only just, like, slightly more than 3 bars. You can do the route anytime. But, yeah, I've been trying to look into some other micro walk routes, like I was saying, with doing this into stand light kick, micro walk forwards into that. But, so there, I got it there, but I was having a rough time of it trying to do this. Because the micro walk will just add that much more unpredictability to the exact frame counter, in addition to the human inconsistency you'll get from when you'll be able to cancel your jabs and your crouch strongs into clap, which is where most of the inconsistency comes from. But yes, I have never been like that particularly great at execution, so if there's people with much better execution than me, I think this is probably worthwhile.